Bruno slips into a state of mind we'll explore in first-person narration. But like dipping one's toes in icy waters, we will do so only briefly, testing the waters before taking the plunge.
Then she walks into my life, a femme fatale with legs that stretch into eternity and eyes capable of freezing blood in your veins. Her name is Rochelle, a songbird with a voice like honey and a heart that must be as cold as ice. She has a problem, you see, one that requires solving, and she's willing to pay for my particular skills. But I know better than to get too close to this kind of trouble, especially trouble like Rochelle. Still, I can't resist the challenge, or perhaps just the allure of getting tangled in her web of deceit and desire. After all, in this dim city of shadows, you never know what secrets lurk just beneath the surface.
Okay, that wasn't so bad. Now, once the song ends and the applause fades, the meeting begins. Bruno's eyes trace her every curve as she retrieves her purse and a brown envelope from behind the bar, then approaches his table, his mind and body firing on all cylinders.
Cafe and a jolt of adrenaline, a vision in red. She wore the dress like a second skin. Her eyes sparkle in the smoke-filled air, drawing me in so devil may care. Hips swaying, the jazz keeps playing, raven hair and crimson lips. She's staying, the price I'm paying. Sultry nights at our fingertips.
The musical spell is broken by her first words to him.
Monsieur Braxton.
She says, taking a seat across from him. Bruno's mind cracks at the sound of her voice, then splinters onto the floor. The vibrations emanating from the instrumental jazz music playing in the background. According to the MC, a little number called Lament of the Fae, and those boys sure can cook. Waft over Bruno, leading him toward the entrance of the nightclub. There, he reforms and strides back inside, stepping into a different register, a different level of noirosity. And just like that, we're back swimming in those first-person POV waters.
I stepped into the smoke-filled nightclub, the sounds of jazz and laughter enveloping me like a warm blanket. The dim lighting cast long shadows across the faces of the patrons, making it seem as though they were hiding secrets. I scanned the room, my eyes adjusting to the haze until they landed on her. Miss Rochelle Chalmette, the singer. She stood at the edge of the stage, her voice like honey dripping from her lips as she crooned her sultry tune. Her eyes sparkled like diamonds in the faint light, drawing me in like a moth to flame. As I waded through the crowd, I couldn't help but notice how her eyes seemed to bore into me, as if searching for something. Perhaps it was the look of a woman on the run, always on guard. Her raven black hair was styled in an elegant bob that framed her heart-shaped face. Her lips, painted a deep crimson, seemed to pout with every word she sang. I reached the bar and ordered a whiskey, my eyes never leaving hers. She finished her song to applause, and I watched as she descended from the stage, her movements fluid and calculated. She glanced at me once, then away, her gaze lingering on some point behind me before moving on. She made her way over to me, her hips swaying like a siren's call. When she reached me, she dropped her bag onto the stool beside me, her hands fluttering to its leather surface, as if it were a precious treasure.
Monsieur Braxton, are you all right?
Rochelle's voice pulls Bruno back to the present moment, present tense and third-person POV, and to the booth he was sitting in before. The instrumental jazz music still floats in the air, and Bruno finds he must shake his head to clear the musical fog that lingers in his mind.
Vous êtes Monsieur Braxton, n'est-ce pas?
Her voice is husky, that kind of sexy, raspy tone, resulting from some natural vocal cord structure. Bruno doesn't understand the physiology behind it, and doesn't care. That voice, paired with her French accent, both intrigues and repulses him. You can blame his time in the war for both reactions. Oui, c'est vrai, Bruno says absent-mindedly, then clears his throat and adds, I mean, that's right, extending his hand. The touch of hers sends Bruno once more into his unique mind space.
She took my hand, her touch a spark of electricity, a jolt of adrenaline.
Rochelle Chalmette, thank you for agreeing to meet me.
Her eyes searched mine as if trying to gauge my trustworthiness. I returned her gaze, attempting to read between the lines and, if I'm honest, to keep my eyes above her neckline. What can I do for you, Miss Chalmette? I asked. Her grip on her bag tightened.
J'ai besoin de votre aide. I need your help, Monsieur Braxton. It's my brother. He's gone missing.
My instincts warned me there was more to this than she was letting on. What makes you think I can help? I asked. Rochelle's gaze darted around the room before returning to mine.
Je ne sais pas. I do not know what is happening, but I think he may be in trouble, and I fear I may be next.
The whisper of fear beneath her words was palpable. I could see it in the way she clutched her purse like a lifeline. I'll listen, I said, my tone even. Rochelle's eyes locked onto mine, pleading for help. In that moment, I knew I was hooked. This femme fatale had snagged me by the tailcoat and was pulling me into her world of secrets and lies. What secrets did she hold close in that bag of hers, or in that envelope? And what lay at the heart of this mystery? I leaned in, my mind racing with questions as Rochelle Chalmette began to weave a web of intrigue around me.
The following is from the more rational, analytical part of Bruno's mind. As such, these are just the details, the points he zeroes in on as he sits and listens to her.
A nightclub singer and performer. The femme fatale has had a past in the entertainment industry for several years, which has given her a certain level of notoriety and allure. A mysterious newcomer in town, she's still new to America, came during the war, and her arrival is shrouded in mystery. Sure, there's a brother missing, but is this dame on the run from something? Or is she looking for a fresh start? A victim of circumstance. She claims to be an innocent bystander, a witness to bad goings-on, genuinely seeking help as circumstances have led her into trouble, all to do with her missing brother.
And then we have other reactions occupying the mind, sprouting from other regions of Mr. Braxton. Distractions to be tamed and controlled, for sure, but present just the same.
A kitten purring, her perfume so alluring. Breathless, senseless, tension stirring. Her eyes sparkle in the smoke-filled air, drawing me in so devil may care. Hips swaying, the jazz keeps playing. Raven hair and crimson lips. Staying, the price I'm paying. Sultry nights at our fingertips. A kitten purring, her perfume so luring. Breathless, senseless, tension stirring. Her eyes sparkle in the smoke-filled air, drawing me in, devil may care. Hips swaying, the jazz keeps playing. Raven hair and crimson lips. She's staying, the price I'm paying. Sultry nights at our fingertips. I knew the moment she walked in the room, she'd be a siren luring me to my doom. Her eyes locked onto mine, a tangled web of her desire.